Welcome to Big SEC guys. Today we're talking Vanderbilt football. Joe, how you doing today?
Humble. Humble, humble, humble talking about the Commodores.
Oh boy. Your new rivals,
That's
the
right.
Vanderbilt Commodores.
Actually, you joke, but for the longest time, that was one of Alabama's permanent games, before they split and even after they split into divisions, we played across against Vanderbilt well through the '90s before they, started rotating more on the schedule. But they
Weren't
were
they
a
0
traditional. Yeah. Well, think about it, Nashville's not that
40
I mean,
before last year? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Alabama connects right up into Tennessee and, the University of Tennessee is probably our I don't know, they're my most hated rival. I can't stand
Yeah.
Tennessee.
You're right though, like Tuscaloosa on the map, you're through the camera, you're here and then Nashville's kinda right up
It's not
there.
far. It's
No,
not far.
not too
Nashville's
far.
only like an hour and 20 minutes from Huntsville. Um,
Oh yeah, it's really close.
yeah, so, yeah, we played Vanderbilt for years. Did a good job of not losing that often to them until here recently, and so
I know this wasn't fun for the Alabama fans, but the non-Alabama, non-Vanderbilt college football fan, that was a whole lot of fun to watch that game. High scoring, epic game. You could see the you could see what it meant to the Vanderbilt Commodores, and I like the coach. Love their
I
coach.
do. I did not know that Clark Lee had that dog in him until I watched the,
Clark Lee's the
Netflix.
man.
Man,
Clark
talk
Lee's
about
the
whenever he would address the team, he'd have you ready, even the hair standing up on your arms, the back of your neck, ready to go through a wall. No wonder they play hard for that guy.
I was ready to put on the pads for Clark Lee, and knowing my soft tissue injury history, I would have been injured almost immediately, but I was ready to go.
Well, I'm sure that he'll be the next coach at Auburn when they hire Hugh Freeze now that he's beaten Alabama. My God, if he finds a way to beat us again this year, he 100% be hired by Auburn.
That's a good point. They're gonna be like, "Wait, this guy's beating Alabama? Okay,
That's
well,
right. Number one criteria to coach down there,
we're gonna beat him."
play.
Well, let's dive in. I'm gonna dive into the depth chart a little bit, and then we'll talk about some of these guys. Obviously, the returning quarterback, Diego Pavia.
A lot of
Love him.
returners. Yeah.
Yeah, love him or hate him. Joe loves Pavia. I hate Pavia. But the guy's got moxie. Gotta give him credit. The guy's got moxie. He's a gamer, and he can play. He's kinda like a worse Johnny Manziel, so he's fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. He's one of these guys that can really put a team on his back and just be like, you know, "I'm your guy. I will
We are
not let
going
us
to
lose
win.
this game.
Yeah,
Follow me." Just a leader, man, just a leader of men.
love it.
You wanna put a saber in his arms and, like, put him on the back of a horse and charge up to San Juan, man. Telling you, that's what you he's a leader of men, you know? Uh
Love it. Love it.
I
Yeah,
really like Pavia. I mean, he's limited in what he's dealing with talent-wise, right?
yeah.
But
Tough loss.
Vanderbilt's got a good set of offensive linemen returning, or at least a cohesive group. Um,
Good
and,
running back, good tight end.
got his tight end, the best tight end in the conference coming back. And listen, the little running back, he is a slippery little dude and packs a punch, really good lean in his pads.
Oh, yeah.
Um, is able to churn yards. Cedric, I think is Cedric
Cedric
Alexander.
Alexander. I love
Yep,
Cedric Alexander.
yep, and so, this is not your traditional Vanderbilt team. This is probably as good of a set of athletes that have played at Vanderbilt since James Franklin was there,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
over 10 years ago. It's probably as athletic and as talented of a roster as it's been in a long time.
How we looking in terms of returning starters?
The website I'm looking at has 13, but I think that's wrong because it's
That seems
listing
low.
Cole Spence. Now I know they ran a lot of 2 tight end personnel, so it's listing Cole Spence, but it doesn't even list um Stower. And then I swear I think some of these guys that are playing on the offensive line this year played last year too. So 13 is a lot, and it's listed a ton of them. We got 8 guys coming back off that defense.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it might be a little bit higher. I wonder, it's off CBS Sports is where I've been getting a lot of this stuff. This is the first one that's looked way out of whack to me.
That
Um,
13 seems low.
yeah,
Um,
but they're bringing back a lot of guys off of a pretty good football team from last year. Um,
Joe, this is gonna be a decent team. They're bringing back a ton, and this is an old team.
yeah,
I
it
was
is.
scrolling through the depth chart earlier, and I mean, every position, redshirt junior, redshirt seniors. These are 4th and 5th year guys. These are 22, 23-year-old guys that are comfortable with Clark Lee, did well last year, and like you said, they've got a sort of vocal leader in Diego Pavia who they're willing to follow this guy.
The
So this is not.
youngest the youngest projected starter on offense is a junior.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
The
It's
youngest
pretty
guy
much
on
all
offense is a junior. The
all
youngest
juniors and seniors.
youngest projected okay, they do have 2 sophomores on defense. But other than that, it's like you said, it's juniors, grad transfers,
Yeah.
redshirt juniors, all up and down. So, it's gonna be they could get themselves into some games where they're playing young talent that just doesn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
that old man strength yet.
Takes a while. This is not your father's Vanderbilt, Joe. This is not easy out Vanderbilt. This is a good football team.
Mhm.
We saw that last year, and this is gonna be a continuation of last year. This is not a reset by any means. This is a continuance.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see. Last year, Vanderbilt kinda lost some games that they were definitely better than the other
Sure.
team, but they
Gorgeous.
ended up winning enough games last year to did this team learn how to win last year?
I
And if
think
they
so.
learned how to win, do those almost wins turn into wins this
Yeah.
especially with all this age and all these this experience coming back, like, that's the next step, right? Is, like, we gotta convert some of these borderline games and finish them, and they're on the schedule this year too. I mean, there's opportunity everywhere.
I mean, just think about last year, though. Last year, double overtime against Missouri. They beat Alabama, 3-point loss to Texas, 10-point win over Auburn, touchdown loss to LSU, close game against Tennessee. That's crazy. Um, their only blowout was South Carolina. They got killed, and that was it. That was the only time they got blown out.
Yeah, yeah, that was,
Every other
I mean,
game was close.
it was, yep, it's, they even Texas, they took Texas right to the brink.
They almost beat Texas. Yeah. My gosh. That would have been quite a stretch if they'd done that.
It would have.
You wanna dive right I mean, I don't wanna say trap games because Vanderbilt's not.
Yeah, well, I
They're
think
more
we
of a
can
threat.
skip with the trap games. Um,
What do you
let's,
think of ceiling floor?
yeah, let's go ceiling floor. I think it's tough to find 9 wins on here, but I think 8 and 4 is pretty I think that's a pretty good ceiling.
Yeah.
You know, 5 and 7 is probably the floor, and it would be a huge, huge disappointment.
Yeah, so I'm doing the palindrome ceiling floor, so my ceiling's 7 and 5, my floor is 5 and 7. Um, I think they're gonna be in that 5 and 7 to 7 and 5 range, but I think it's gonna be close. Like, it's not gonna be a situation where let's say they go 7 and 5, those 5 losses are gonna be close. They're gonna be touchdown, they're gonna be 10 within 10 points, you know?
They shouldn't be blown out of any.
No, no, I don't think there's a game where they just get blown out. You wanna dive in and run through the schedule?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's
Alright, so
kind of a fun
Charleston.
little schedule.
Yeah, it is. Charleston Southern out of the gate,
That's
win.
a win for me.
At Virginia Tech, week 2.
That's a win for me.
At South Carolina.
That's a loss for me.
Yeah, I think that's probably a loss, but
Wait, did
wake
you
up
have Virginia
call.
Tech as a win or a loss?
Oh, Virginia Tech's a win. I've got that as a win.
I think
Uh,
Virginia Tech's gonna be bad.
that's a, uh, that's a wake up call for either program, that South Carolina game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Should
think
tell us, I mean, it's a very good barometer for both those teams early on. Quality opponent, where do we stand? Georgia State, avenge the loss from last year.
That's a win for me. Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta win. Utah State,
that's a win. So they're starting 4-1.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Alabama, better
That's
be
a
a
loss.
loss.
That's a loss.
They're off, then they have LSU at home. Is LSU in a little bit of trouble here?
I think
South
LSU is gonna be
they've
pretty
got
good.
South Carolina the week before, and then they gotta go on the road to Vandy.
Yeah, give me LSU, but if you told me Vanderbilt won that game, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not picking Vanderbilt, but could be trap game for LSU there.
Yeah, that could be an
Missouri,
interesting.
I think I'm gonna find a way to get Vanderbilt over the line on that one.
They beat them at Missouri last year. They're gonna beat them at home this year.
I think so too. I think so
I like
too.
it.
Loss at Texas.
At Texas loss.
Does Pavia have it in him to beat Auburn and beat Hugh Freeze or beat Auburn for the 3rd time and Hugh Freeze for the 4th?
That's gonna be a very close game.
I think Vanderbilt wins it.
Let's give it to Vanderbilt. Let's give it to them.
Kentucky win.
That's a win.
Tennessee,
Tennessee away is a loss for me.
I have it as a win. So I tell you what I'll do is I'll pick one of Missouri, Auburn, Tennessee. I picked all 3 of them as a win. Throw a loss into one of those. They're not going to win all 3.
All right, well, we got them 7-5 by that logic. So that's
Yeah,
the ceiling. We've got them at the ceiling.
yeah. I had their ceiling 8-4. Uh, I find it hard to believe that they'll be able to win all 3 of those games to go 8-4. But
7-5 in the SEC. If you're Clark Lee, that's huge. That's a continuance. You're
they were
continuing.
7-6 last year, weren't they? So 7-5, going for an 8-5 with the bowl win.
Yeah, you're right. They were 7-6 last year, and they lost their last 3 games before the bowl.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's, anything else on Vandy? I mean, I think that's a pretty it's kind of a short episode, but I think we touched on everything with Vanderbilt. I mean, Javi is gonna be the key, and can they keep him upright to where they execute and he gets the ball out effectively?
yeah. We like Pavia, we like Cedric Alexander, and we like Eli Stowers a lot. So let's quarterback, running back, tight end. They've got a couple of new receivers. Let's see how they do.
Total team football too. They play
Yeah, oh yeah.
complementary football, offense to
They play
defense.
complementary football. Yeah, the defense, they're older, so let's see if they're older and wiser and a little bit better. And then that offensive line should be decent. So shaping up to
Good.
be a good Clark Lee football team here.
If you are a Vanderbilt fan, you are light years away from what you used to be, and you ought to be very happy about it. And
Oh my
Clark
god.
Lee is probably gonna be fielding some calls after this year. Gotta think so.
It's not gonna happen, but if you're a Vanderbilt fan, you gotta be thinking like, if everything goes as right as possible, you could win 8 or 9 games, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
I don't think there's a path to the playoff, but if you're a delusional Vanderbilt fan, you might be able to convince yourself there's a path.
well,
Yeah,
the
quite a path.
I'll give you the path, right? I'll give you the path.
Yeah, give us the path, Joe. This will be fun. So you gotta
The
start
path
5-0.
is you have to win those 3 games, Missouri, Auburn, Tennessee, right? Okay?
Yep,
And then it's gonna be you have to win that game at South Carolina,
yep,
and
start
then
five
you're
and zero.
basically playing LSU at home to go to the playoff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
Yeah, so start
it's a
5-0.
path. It's pretty narrow. I don't really think they're gonna win in Columbia, but it's not I mean, it's not outside of the question. They're gonna give us fits in Tuscaloosa. We'll win the game this year, but their style of play is going to give our defense fits just like it did last year. They're gonna eat a ton of
Yeah,
clock. Um and they're not gonna turn the ball over. They're gonna move up and down the field. Can we keep them out of the end zone, though, and force field goals to then score touchdowns? But that style of offense forces us not to be as aggressive, and our whole defensive scheme is built around being aggressive, flying football. So, they're gonna give us fits.
Joe, the light bulb went off in my head as you were talking about that. We're gonna do a quick news segment called Poppy's Path to the Playoff. Love the alliteration there. You're gonna like this. Vanderbilt, here's your path to the playoff. You start 5-0, so you beat South Carolina away and you take care of the other 4. Then you beat one of Alabama, LSU, or Texas,
Yep.
and then you take out the remaining 4, Missouri, Auburn, Kentucky, Tennessee, which is very doable. Boom, that's 10-2 with a win over one of Alabama, LSU, Texas.
Mhm.
Guess what? You're
You're in
going
the
to the play
playoff.
you're
You're in the
going to
playoff,
the
baby.
playoff, Clark Fleet.
Poppy's path, dude.
Wow, Poppy's Path. What a fun little segment.
I like this. We need to go re-record, re-record,
Take down all previous episodes, re-record.
re-record, add the Poppy's path.
Love it.
I like that.
Well, Vanderbilt, this is gonna be fun. What
Yep.
win or lose, it's gonna be a fun team to watch.
It is. It is.
Get
Definitely,
credit for that.
definitely. All
All right,
right.
we're feeling good.
Vanderbilt wrap. Good
Anchor
night.
down.